positive developments on the political front, it seems. What are you making of the progress that's unfolding there? And are you optimistic of things progressing smoothly? Because certainly the broader markets seem to be.
Yes, I think, we had such a tough 2 years that really most of the news is in the price, and the political risk, which was quite great, and it still looms with the ICC investigation still pending. I think we're seeing some abatement of that risk, and that's encouraging a degree of optimism. But remember, optimism was rock bottom, so we're coming off right off the bottom, and typically you can get quite a nice bounce going. So I'm quite happy with the way the politics is playing out. And I think on the economic front, we should get a reasonably good year. The ranges are 3.5% to 5%. If we get something like that, I think you get a lot of excitement stirring up the market.
Certainly good news for the markets, but we did see the NSE close with a bit of a pullback on Friday. So what's your outlook for the trading week ahead?
I think that pullback is complete. Mumias reported very strong results after the bell. It's up 22.5% today, and I think that will basically turn the index around, and we should now move back higher. We're in a bull run. I'm targeting about 4,000. I think this was a near-term pullback, which is now complete.
Well, we had Aly-Khan there just touching on Mumias' results. They were certainly positive. I mean, they reported a 561% jump in first half pre-tax profit. Earnings per share rose 518% as well. Revenue increased by 44%. These are phenomenal numbers, Aly-Khan. The question is it sustainable?
Absolutely. Sugar prices are at highs not seen since 1981. I think I've been going on about it for a little while. The Mumias Sugar and the sugar markets are in the sweetest of sweet spots. In Mumias Sugar's case, you had an egregious price. It was trading at a PE of about 8 before these half-year results. The lowest PE ratio I can find in Africa is about 17 or 18. India's 30. So I just see a great deal of headroom. On top of that very strong headwind via the sugar price, they're branching out into ethanol. They're going to convert bagasse into ethanol. And you've also got a huge consolidation play within Kenya and within the region. And there's no reason not to expect them to play the key role. I think we're seeing people, it's like a light's been switched. To me, it seems today is just a start of a very powerful reaction that we're going to watch in this share price.
That's just one of the companies to report. We had automotive parts and engineering products distributor Kenyan also out with numbers on Friday, and that not so positive. We saw pre-tax profit falling back 13% for the year. Earnings per share dropping to 8 shillings 80 from 9 shillings 50. Reaction to that report?
Yes, I again do recall the share price. It's on a P of about 3. I don't know how much lower this sort of share price can go. I think you're interviewing Vijay later on today, the CEO of Kenyan. But from my perspective, I think they've taken a bet on growth. They've expanded their inventories, the bank borrowings, the distribution costs have gone up. And I think it's a little bit lumpy as he plays that expansion game. And I think the fruits of that expansion will come in now over the next 12 to 18 months. I'm actually quite positive on what Mr. Gidomal is doing there at Kenyan. And I think, with a P of 3, he could up the dividend a little bit going forward. It looks to me a very cheap and conservative play for anybody.
Well, that just two of the companies. Finally, we've got Uchimi Supermarket still making waves. It's expected to emerge from receivership and seek readmission of its shares on the NSE. And you've said before that the return of Uchimi to the NSE will cement the bourse's revival because so many people have been holding Uchimi paper for so long. What's your outlook on that front after the company's AGM on Friday?
Well, now obviously that they're saying that they're going to lift the receivership, they're going to come back to the bourse. As you said, this is a very powerful signal. It was owned by very many shareholders in the Nairobi Stock Exchange. That all of a sudden what was paper is now convertible into cash. So I think that's a powerful signal for the bourse as a whole. And really, Jonathan Siano has done a remarkable job of turning Uchimi around. If you look at the results, you're seeing a sharp spike, an excellent performance. And I think, if you compare it to Nakumatt, who've had a tough 2 years, I think, you will see that Uchimi is really firing on all cylinders. I think the key now is to inflect this business higher, is to actually expand, open more branches, and get a whole lot more aggressive. They've played good defense, very good defense. I think they need to get on the offense now.
Well, along with Vijay Guduma, who's the Group MD of Car in General, we'll be speaking to Jonathan Siano, CEO of Uchimi Supermarkets, during Power Lunch today. So certainly those discussions will prove to be interesting in terms of prospects for both those companies moving forward.